Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. We're Tom and Melissa, and we appreciate you being here. This morning, and yes it is morning, it's about 7:30 here in Florida, and this is our last video that we will be posting before we leave Florida. So this morning, we are making something that we can have for a quick breakfast, and we can even take it with us if we want to. We're making sausage egg breakfast muffins. Now, these are made in a muffin cup, so they're perfect for you to take with you if you're in a hurry, if you are on your way to work or your kids are going to school. It's something you can pop in the microwave if you've made them ahead of time and have a hot breakfast. They are really good straight out of the oven too. So let's talk about what we're going to use to make sausage egg breakfast muffins. We are going to start with 1 pound of sausage. Now I'm using mild. That's usually what we use in everything. But if you want the medium or the hot, feel free to do that. Then we're using 7 eggs. Now we're going to divide those. 5 of those will be scrambled to be put in the muffins. The other 2 will be put into the muffin mix, where we're going to make something that is very similar to a pancake batter. You'll see what I mean in just a few minutes. But 7 eggs total, 5 scrambled, 2 in the muffin mix. Then we're going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're putting sugar in a breakfast muffin that's got eggs and sausage? Yes, because the batter that's going to hold these muffins together is pretty much a pancake batter. So you need some sugar in it because it is kind of like a pancake batter. And because we are making a batter to make these muffins that's very similar to pancakes, these are really good served with maple syrup or pancake syrup. If you just put some in a bowl and heat it and dip your muffins, it's delicious. It goes really well with these. All right, also we're going to use 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And I know that sounds like a lot, but that's what the recipe has called for, and that's how we've always done it. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then with the eggs, the other liquid ingredients are 1/2 cup of milk and 1/2 cup of oil. Then in the pancake batter, we are going to put about 2/3 of a cup of shredded cheese, and the other 1/3 of the cup we're going to sprinkle on top of the muffins. So 1 cup total, but we're going to divide that. All right, let's get started making our breakfast muffins. We're going to start by browning our sausage. Now, it's going to take a little while for us to brown this sausage, so we probably won't stay here the entire time it's browning. By the way, let me tell you that we have preheated our oven to 400 degrees. So you will need to do that before you start making your muffins. Okay, I'm going to put my sausage in. This stove. Okay, let me see what I can do to it. See if I can get this to light. There we go. Okay, good. Now, I'm just going to start breaking up my sausage. I will do that more as it cooks, but we just want to start breaking it up. If you don't have one of these little handy dandy meat mashers, whatever it's called, you can do this with a knife or a fork. Works the same. Just, you want to break it up as you go. Let's get all that off there and into the pan so it can start. Now it's going to take a little while for this to start to brown. So I'm just going to lay this over here. And while that's working, we're going to go ahead and start mixing up our batter, pancake batter. It's hard for me not to call it a pancake batter because it's pretty much what it is. We need 2 cups of flour. And you don't want to pack that in. You just want double cups of flour. And leave it to me to spill, so I'm gonna make a mess. Okay, there's 2 cups. Set that over to the side. We need 1/3 of a cup of sugar. We'll just sprinkle that in. I hear the sausage starting to fry. And we're going to put in our 3 teaspoons of baking soda. No, baking powder. Sorry. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. And just 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Just a little bit of salt to give it some flavor. All right, now we're going to whisk that together. Just going to make sure that's incorporated well before we add our liquid. All right, and I'm just going to set that over to the side, get it out of the way. Now we're going to finish cooking our sausage. It's going to take a few minutes for it to brown. After it is completely browned, we will drain off any grease that accumulates in the bottom of the skillet. We will move the sausage to a paper towel to let it drain, and then we will come back and let you see us start to scramble the eggs. All right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I have already broken 4 eggs in our bowl. I'm putting the 5th one in. Remember, we're using 7 eggs total, but we're only scrambling 5 of them. So we'll take our whisk and just break those up. Now, I did melt about a tablespoon of butter in my skillet to scramble these with. I did not put that out in the list of ingredients because you do not have to do that. But I just feel like putting a tablespoon of butter in the skillet to help the eggs not stick and to make them a little richer is always a good thing. So I did that. And I just wanted to make sure I told you that in case you wanted to do that too. Okay. Now, we are not seasoning these eggs at all. We're not putting any salt, pepper, anything in them. We're just going to scramble them just like they are. And remember, we're keeping those other 2 eggs to go in our batter. Okay. Now, by the way, you can see here, I did finish browning the sausage, and we have drained it on a paper towel. We cleaned out our skillet. There really wasn't much grease in the skillet, but we did clean it out. There's a piece of sausage left over. We did clean it out before we scrambled these eggs. So in go the eggs, and we will let those start to scramble. And we'll turn the heat up just a little. And while that is scrambling, I'm going to go ahead and finish our batter to make our muffins. So we're going to add our eggs, and you know what? I can't add that straight in. You don't want to add it straight in because you could get a little piece of shell, or you could have a bad egg. So you never want to break it directly into your recipe. You want to do them one at a time and add them. So there's one. And number two. 2 good eggs. Okay. And we're going to add our 1/2 cup of milk and 1/2 cup of oil. So let's get that measured out. If I can find the 1/2 cup measure on here, there it is. Okay. 1/2 cup of milk. It's hard to reach. My arms aren't long enough. And 1/2 cup of oil. We have been in Florida for 7 weeks, and it is amazing how fast the 7 weeks fly by when we're here. We have enjoyed every minute of it. We've had such a good time. We have gone to live theater. We've seen plays. We've gone to concerts. How many concerts have we seen? 3 or 4?
4.
4 concerts. Tonight we're going to a show called Cirque Italia. It's like a Cirque du Soleil show that's a traveling show. And we have tickets there tonight. So, and by the way, if you're in Kentucky, that show is coming to Kentucky. Where's it going to be, Melissa?
Florence, I think.
Florence, up near Cincinnati. So, if you want to see Cirque Italia, go on their website, cirqueitalia.com, and look for tickets. I think it's March, I'm not really sure. Maybe March 24th. I don't remember. I did see it on their website though. Okay, so we're going to finish scrambling our eggs, get those scrambled up, and when they're finished, we will come back and show you how we put it all together. We'll be right back. All right, we have all of our components ready to put together. We have our batter, we have our scrambled eggs, and I do want to show these to you. They are completely cooked. There's no liquid left. You can see there's nothing liquidy in there. And we have our sausage browned, drained, and all the grease off of them. So I'm going to try to do this without making a mess. We're going to add our eggs to our batter. Now, I can just hear someone thinking, eggs in a pancake batter muffin type breakfast dish? Yeah, I know. Melissa and I made this a lot when our kids were home, but we rarely put the eggs in it. So, if you want to make this and leave the eggs out, you can certainly do that. You don't have to put them in, but it just, for me, it makes it more of a breakfast dish if you put them in. And we have to add part of our cheese. We're going to add about 2/3 of the cup. We'll keep a little bit of it out to sprinkle on top. Okay, now let's just gently fold all of that together. Get those eggs and that brown sausage in that pancake batter. I guess I really shouldn't keep calling it pancake batter because we're not making pancakes. But it kind of is. Well, no, it is a pancake batter. Pancakes you probably would make just a little thinner than this batter. But everything that went in here is exactly what goes in a pancake. Dropped a piece of egg right there. Get rid of that. Okay. So, we're just going to take our batter and fill our muffin cups about, oh, I don't know, 2/3 of the way full. Something like that. That one needs just a little more. Now, I think I said earlier, these are really good served with pancake syrup. But if you do that, you want to make sure you heat it just a little bit, put some in a bowl, and heat it in the microwave. These normally, and at home, we always made these in just regular muffin cups. These are jumbo muffin cups because that's all I had here. I didn't think about that I was going to make this while we were here, so I didn't bring regular sized muffin cups and liners. But if you make them in a regular sized muffin cup, they should make around 1.5 dozen. I'm doing the jumbos. It's going to alter my baking time just a little bit, but it won't alter it much. Okay, we're going to finish filling these, and then we're going to pop them in the oven and bake them. And Melissa, I can't remember the baking time. Do you know?
Let me look. I think it's written down over here.
If
12 to 15 minutes.
Okay, 12 to 15 minutes, but that's for regular muffin cups. These are going to take just a little longer. So I'm going to say, oh, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20, since they're the bigger ones. You can test the center of them. Just stick a toothpick in the center and check it to see if it's done. You don't want it to be gooey. You don't want it to still be wet. Just make sure they're dried out. By the way, these freeze really well. If you want to make a big batch of these, or you've just made a regular batch like this, and you think, oh, there's no way we can eat 18 regular muffins or 12 jumbo muffins, then you can freeze them. Just pop them in, put them on a baking sheet, pop them in your freezer, let them freeze solid. Then you can store them in Ziploc bags, or if you've got a vacuum sealer, you can vacuum seal them. But they freeze really well, so don't be afraid to do that. Okay, we're going to finish filling these, put a little cheese on top. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that so you can see me put the cheese on top. These have just a little more room in them, so I'm going to put just a hair more in some of these. I don't know what in the world's wrong with the cup on this one, but it does not want to stay opened up. It's wanting to fold up on me. Put a little more in that one. Might as well use it all, hadn't we? We don't want to waste it. A little more in that one. Some in that one. Okay, now we're just going to put a little bit of cheese on each one. And if you do this and you don't have enough cheese, use a little extra. Cheese isn't gonna hurt anything, is it? Makes them cheesy and good. Everybody else in this house is still asleep. Melissa and I got up early to make these so that when they get up and get their coffee made. Melissa and I are not coffee drinkers. Okay, I'm gonna need a little more cheese for this last one. We got it and thought we'd get these ready so that when they get up and get their coffee made, these will be ready for breakfast this morning. All right, we're gonna stick these in the oven, 12 to 15 minutes, maybe a tad longer since these are jumbo muffins, and then we'll come back and let you see them. We'll be right back. Our sausage egg breakfast muffins are out of the oven and ready for breakfast. Don't they look delicious? So, this is the last video, or should be, if everything goes as planned. This should be the last video that you see that we make here in this house in Florida. Our time here has come to an end, and it's time for us to go home to Kentucky. Now, I don't know about you, but when a vacation's over and it's time for us to be home, I'm ready to be home. That doesn't mean we haven't enjoyed this, because we have enjoyed every minute of being here. We've enjoyed this house. We've enjoyed this community. and we've enjoyed the beach. But it's time to go home and get back to reality. So the next video you see us post, we should be home in Kentucky. Let's sample one of these breakfast muffins. I do not have any pancake syrup, but I'm wishing I did, because I would certainly dip this in pancake syrup. Oop, piece dropped off. Isn't that a pretty muffin? Now, even though we put 1/3 of a cup of sugar in it, and you can reduce that sugar if you want to, by the way, but even though we put that in there, this is not really a sweet muffin. It's not like a blueberry muffin or a chocolate muffin you would fix for breakfast. This is more of a savory breakfast muffin. All right, baby, you want the first bite?
That's okay. I'll have one in a little bit.
You want to wait for breakfast?
Yes.
All right.
Eat with our friends.
I'm going to break it in half so I can eat it easier. Oh, you want to see the inside of it? Yes. Ooh, that is steaming hot. Yum-o. All right, here we go. Delicious. Probably should have doubled the batch. Everybody's gonna love these. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us for our video. I need something to wipe my fingers on. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate when you watch our videos. If you would, please go right below the video and click the thumbs up. Click that share button and put it on your own page. And if you've not already, we sure would appreciate you clicking that subscribe button right below the video. There's a little notification bell beside of that. If you click it in the word all, that subscribes you to our page and ensures that you will always be notified when we add a new video. We like to say it gives you a seat at our table. Remember that right under the video where you see the title of this recipe, if you'll click that title or in that box will expand. Melissa always puts the written recipe there for you, and our contact information is under that. All right, thank you for the comments. We always enjoy reading those, so if you want to leave us a comment, go right below the video and do that. Thanks again for watching. Please remember, you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day. We'll see you in Kentucky.